Hey, welcome everybody back to another episode of the Frankie J Experience Nightcap. And it's definitely labeled appropriately because it seems that I'm always the last show here on Fireside every Thursday night. And all we really do here is we go through what our show was about an hour ago. We did a live show on podbrothernation.com. If you look at the fortune cookie there, you'll see a few different websites. One is frankiejexperience.com. The other one is randybrown.coach. And then last but not least, podbrothernation.com. And all of this is brought to you by podbrothernation.com. And our guest on the show tonight was none other than former NCAA men's basketball coach, Coach Randy Brown, digging into a little bit of his story and what motivated him to write his book. And now he is working towards becoming a motivational speaker and taking classes for it. So it was really, really eye opening to be um, able to have the opportunity to have him on the Frankie J Experience live to do some interview questions with him. It was actually really cool. He's really down to earth guy. He knows what life is and what struggles are all about. So it was really, really great to have him on. So I thank him again. Um, Frankie J and Ref Kimbrough, hearts out to you, man, and keep going, keep moving ahead, and we're all going to meet at the end one day. And I also want to make everyone aware that Frankie J has merchandise now. Between Ref Kimbrough and myself, we designed the very first piece of Frankie J merchandise, which is the Frankie J baseball jersey. It's what I thought would be cool. You can go on my website, frankiejexperience.com, and it's literally the first thing that you will see. And you can order it in different colors, schemes, sizes, all that stuff. And it's a really nice way to kick off my merchandise line here with the Frankie J Experience. So I'll please everybody check that out. And if you could just share it to everybody in the planet. So again, I thank Coach Randy Brown for being on this evening. It was really, really inspiring to say the least. And I love a good movie. So to hear his story and to be able to say, hey, aside from our professions to this point, we pretty much have a mirrored life of trauma and things that happened that sent us downward spiraling. But with the motivation that the coach had, myself and Kimbrough, we've managed to get ourselves up off the floor and make something of ourselves. And that's exactly what the three of us are doing. I'm sad to say that Ref is not going to be able to most likely make it tonight. He has some technical issues with coming on Fireside right now, and he's not at home in California. He's actually on my side of the country in New York City, but I'm in Buffalo, Western New York. So, and then my buddy JoJo, I like to call her, is not on tonight. So I'm here to do it by myself and have a little bit of fun. Monica, welcome. Thanks for coming to the Frankie J Experience Nightcap. I was just telling everybody that the show that we just did live an hour ago, um, we have a different guest every week. It's live on podbrothernation.com, which is in the fortune cookie. And we were lucky enough tonight to have ex NCAA men's basketball coach Randy Brown on as a guest and to hear some of his stories, triumphs, failures, all those things that makes it surreal, and to hear some of the stories of some of the kids that he coached that went off to become NBA players is really cool to hear too, because he made some really good points that that you did a good job coaching when these young men call you years later or they run into you years later and they thank you for the things that you were doing at the time that they thought were ridiculous. And when it all circles around, it all makes sense. And it's kind of what life is about. So for me, it's been one hell of a ride to, go from youth till, into my 40s here. I got a story a mile long too, and I'm no different than anybody else. It'll eventually get put on paper and on film. We'll see what happens, but one day at a time. And again, I'm always the last show here on Thursday nights on Fireside. So again, calling it the nightcap is most appropriate. So Monica, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Hopefully we get some more people that trickle in here. But if you wanted to come up, Monica, if you had any questions about the Frankie J experience or any questions about Randy Brown, you're more than welcome to jump up. If not, that's fine too. But Randy Brown's book can be bought right at his website, which is probably the easiest website ever, randybrown.coach. How unique. And his book is called Rebound Forward. And when you hear the show and watch it, you'll understand why he titled the book Rebound Forward. And it makes sense because at first I was like, what? Rebound Forward? I don't get it. But really, what it means is, pick yourself up, and just keep moving ahead and not let yesterday ruin your future. Because I fell for that too. For a lot of years, I myself was in a deep depression and it was my normal life. I just thought, this is it. This is the way life is going to be, until it dawned on me one day that that's not how it's got to be. And I started making some changes, detaching from toxicity, and all those things. And, went through the mourning process of doing what I did to better myself. And since those very moments of detaching from said people, things have gotten better. Now, all at once, no. I have my bad days, I have my good days. But what I can tell you is this is the good outweigh the bad now, and I'm in control of my life. I have no one manipulating me, controlling me, or trying to tell me what I need to do. I do what I want to do when I want to do it, with diligence, courtesy, respect, and all that stuff too, ethics, all that stuff. I do things by the book. I like to call myself a hustler, but that's on comical terms. I did take a stand-up comedy class that my producer, who obviously can't be here tonight, he does stand-up comedy and has been well over 20 years on the circuit. So he's been, in some really, really big shows himself. And he put me through his stand-up comedy course, which was unbelievable. And the course itself, you can take 90% of the information, if not more, and use it towards anything that you want to do in life. If it's podcasting, if it's motivational speaking, teaching, writing, whatever. But it all has the same kind of recipe. You have to set it up, you have to have the ingredients or the intro, and then you have to have, the oven to cook it, and that would be the meat of the conversation. And then you got to conclude it. The oven has to beep. And so the course I took, the stand-up comedy course, it was just so eye-opening, so amazing. And if you want to take any of the courses that my producer Ref Kimbrough offers, they're very, very reasonable in cost. I mean, anybody can afford it. You just go to podbrothernation.club, CLUB, not com. So podbrothernation.club. I didn't put that in the fortune cookie. I apologize. If you're interested in taking any of his courses, he offers them even for podcasting, stand-up comedy, improv, any imaginable subject or topic as far as comedy is concerned. He offers those classes and does a very bang-up job of teaching it, because I'm a hard nut to crack. And I was like, oh, I can do stand-up. I can walk into a bar and make everyone laugh, but there's a lot more to it. I learned that, and it was very, very, very inspiring and something I'm interested in dabbling with in the future. So we'll see what happens with that too. There's a lot on the horizon here for the Frankie J experience. We're coming into the fall time now. And what that means is my Buffalo Bills are going to be back in training camp this month. My birthday is at the end of the month. And Ref Kimbrough and myself are going to be doing some live play-by-play and color of football games on Sundays. We found another application that we're going to actually do live play-by-play and broadcast. It's going to be every Sunday. We're going to do the Bills games, obviously, and then any other games that we want to do that day, we'll pick them up. But it's really exciting that we got that coming up here in the next couple months. It's going to be amazing. I love faking it when I watch sports at home. I like to, put my own verbiage in there, and to have the chance now to work side by side with somebody that has experience in broadcast, that has the tools and the capability of working together to put out a really good broadcast. To have that opportunity, I'm humbled, and it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. And I will keep everybody up to date on that as well when it gets closer to the time. Also, if you go to my website, frankiejexperience.com, I'm doing a free fantasy football league for anybody that wants to have a little bit of fun. It's free for the inaugural season of the Frankie J Experience. And then moving forward, we're going to probably charge a small fee, donate a portion of the proceeds to a charity that we decide. But it's not about making money, it's about making great content. We're here to have some fun, have some laughs, hopefully entertain some people along the way. And most importantly, I'm learning a lot here. I can't lie to you. This is the first application that I was on camera doing live shows. I've never been on camera. So I was a freaking mess, to say the least, when it came time for me to go on my first fireside show. I was like, oh my God, oh, I look pasty. I should go tanning. And in fact, they actually frown upon that from what I understand. So it's been quite a journey since my first time here on Fireside. I love the platform. For me, it's a chance to face, see people that you're talking to if they choose to come on camera. Because a lot of these other social audio apps, unfortunately, are just audio. You can't see the people, and for me, it's a big deal that I can see the face of the person that I'm having a conversation with, and that's a preference. I mean, everyone's different, right? So I won't, beat a dead horse. I wanted to make this a quick one tonight because I don't have my crew with me, but I wanted to follow through on my obligation to do nightcap. So again, today on the show live at 8 p.m. Eastern time on podbrothernation.com, we had the coach ex and NCAA men's basketball coach Randy Brown on to talk a little bit about his current situation, his book that he wrote, and what he's looking to do as far as motivational speaking and where he's going with that. We dug a little bit into his past history of the goods, the bads, and the in-betweens, and we compared stories, the three of us. It was a very, very, very great conversation, and to me, it was one of our best shows to date, and every show is great. I don't want to take anything away from any of the shows or guests that we've had before, but Coach Randy Brown really he brought some things to light that a lot of people seem to forget about or take for granted. And for me, I'm a huge movie buff. And to those that know me very well, I'm huge on doing analogies, doing comparisons to make things make sense. And I use movies and music to keep myself balanced because every movie I watch that catches me that I can watch time and time and time again, I see something different each time I watch that movie. And it doesn't matter if there's a speech or one part of that movie that I remember. And the way that interview went with Coach Randy Brown was kind of bringing up those memories of, wow, yeah, this reminds me of that time. And yeah, no kidding. So it's always good to have that one good conversation and have that one good interview with that one person that needed the second, third chances, just like myself and many others. I'm no angel, believe me. Um, there was a point in time with the town I lived in. If my name wasn't over the radio on a weekly basis, it was a off week, and they stopped by just to make sure that everything was okay. And I say that with sarcasm, of course, but it wasn't always easy. So for me to be in front of you all now, Monica, in this case, to have the opportunity to still be here when I should have been dead 10 times over or in jail, to be here to have the opportunity to create content that people want to hear, that people want to understand. And that's truth. People want to hear the truth. They want to hear reality. Entertainment's great. Drama's great. I'm not here for that. I'm here to just talk raw truth. And every guest that I have booked to come on to my show, we're already into September. I've done, good vetting process to make sure they're a good fit for our show, to make sure that they're gonna, be able to, mesh with us in our type of interviewing and comical approach. And to be honest, so far so great. We've had a great time. There's been some hiccups along the way with technology and upgrades going on here. Internet in my apartment complex had to be redone completely, so I was off air the last couple of weeks. But this is the first week and two that I've been able to get back on and do what I do. So it feels good to be back in the captain's seat, if you will. I am excited. I'm thankful, Monica, for you hanging out and listening. It's cool to have you. And I wish there was a little bit more of a crowd here. I know it's late and it's a weeknight, and a lot of people probably have to work tomorrow. But that's why I call it the nightcap. I just come in to let people know what's on the agenda. And next week, my next guest, I think, is Martin John, if I'm not mistaken. And he is a really cool person, does some really cool stuff. He does the Daily Dow, which is kind of like uh, tarot cards, but not really. It's a little bit different language. But I met him on another social audio app, and I thought no more than to have him on and explain his background and his survival of the past, just like us. So, oh, Monica wants to come up. I'll go ahead and bring her up. Hi, Monica. Hi, Monica.
Hey, Frankie,
What's happening?
how are you?
I'm good. What's popping?
Well, you've popped in my show on numerous occasions. So to be honest with you, I just happen to be checking, checking and getting ready for my show again for next Tuesday. And I just wanted to show my support.
I
So,
appreciate that.
um,
Thank you.
yeah, I mean, I know how it is. Sometimes you have shows that are very well attended, and then you have shows where it's slower, or whatever. But you've
Yeah.
always been really good about supporting me, and I want to make sure that I can return the love. So,
Well, I appreciate it, and I'm part of the community here, and what I always make a point to say, actually, I'm not in competition with anybody. I'm here to grow with everybody because everyone's got their
yeah,
own unique content, right?
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
And I mean, I enjoy a show every Thursday at 12 noon Eastern time on here. It's called Sidebar with Judge Dan Winslow.
Oh
And
yeah,
I enjoy that show. I think it's a real judge. They talk about real topics and it's condensed into 45 minutes or an hour. And I enjoy it. I mean, is it entertaining where I want to watch it 100 times over? No. But every show has a different, really good guest, and I appreciate the value he brings to it. So,
yeah,
everyone's got their taste, and, but I support everyone that supports me. And that's the way these apps go. If you want to succeed, you gotta support your peers or you're not going to get anywhere.
absolutely. I agree, five
I'm a,
hundred
I'm,
percent.
yep. I'm an advocate for supporting my peers, my community, and if we all grow together, it's going to be better for everyone at the end. If you have that one person that wants to do everything on his own and be the best, you won't see them very long. They,
Yeah,
get squeezed out. But no, I do appreciate you coming up and sharing kind words. I do appreciate the support. And it is weird talking to nobody sometimes, but I look at it like this. I talk to myself all day long anyways. I live alone. So why not do it on camera and see if I look good and
oh my
um
God, you are too funny. But that has never happened so far. Praise God, that hasn't happened yet. So I think my little pride would be crushed, Frankie. So let's hope that never happens to either one of us ever.
what's that? Talking to ourselves.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
I talk to my 4 pound year and a half chihuahua. I talk to him like he's human sometimes. And he looks at me. I'm like, I know you understand what I'm saying. And he'll come up and lick me. I'm like, I told you. So
That's funny.
yeah, I live alone. It's by choice. I don't want to have any relationships with women right now. I need a break. I'm figuring it this way. My goal right now is to get myself to where I need to be. And for the first
Sure.
time in 43 years, I've started to take care of myself. And since that time, it's things are starting to kind of fall in place, and it's wild. It's a wild ride because forever I was always find them and fix them, find them and fix them, and I was always
Yeah,
right.
you can't do that. You can't do that.
Uh,
You turn into a hospital, you know?
yep,
And
yep.
it's not our responsibility to fix grown people. People have to
Nope.
be accountable and find their own happiness. You know what I mean? So,
Yep. And finally, one day I woke up and that was it. I put a kibosh to that and said, to my wife, I'm like, you know what? I obviously don't make you happy. That's okay. Go to where whoever makes you happy. The next morning, she
right.
was gone, and I knew then
Wow.
that I made the right decision because it's like she
Yeah.
was waiting for me to say go when she was
Wow.
hiding everything. I knew she was hiding. I mean, it's not hard to tell if someone's hiding something.
Yeah.
I have nothing to hide, so I don't hide anything. I don't have passwords on my phones or computers, and I just find it bizarre that if you're in a relationship and married to someone, that they feel the need to have a lock on their phone when they only live with
Yeah.
you. That was,
Yeah.
red flags smacking me everywhere. But anyways, I made the choices to get, by myself, get myself going again, and here I am, and doing some really good stuff. My friend Ref Kimbrough, who you've noticed before on here, I'm certain, he
Uh-huh.
he's really brought me along and taught me a lot of the business of broadcasting,
Uh-huh.
having the right lighting, the right background, and
Right.
everything. This down to the sound. Those are things that people don't think of when they want to start podcasting. They think, oh, plug a mic in and that's it, and it's not.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, your show. I
Yeah.
mean,
I do.
you got
Mm-hmm.
you got to put work into it if you want it to. If you ever want to make money doing this, there's 980,000 podcasts out there, and the attention span is 5 or 6 seconds before someone
Right.
decides to stay or go. That's a pretty tight
Right.
window. So
Yeah.
I'm still learning. I don't keep a crowd for a long time all the time, but there's some shows I do that are just nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And but you know how it goes. And this site is still growing. It's only a few months old, I think, right? Fireside.
Yeah. I think
So
it's either January or February, something like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
no, so it's still a baby, and it's really cool because the last show I did on here a couple weeks back, it was around this time of night, and one of the Fireside employees actually came on and was talking to us.
Oh
And
wow. Okay.
there was three of us, yeah, three of us creators, and since that time we've been on the back channel emailing a couple times, and there's a great possibility that him and a couple of me, Ref Kimbrough, and my other career coach are going to get together on a Zoom and see what we can contribute to their development team to make
Oh nice.
Fireside even more appealing to people. So that was really cool. So you never know who's listening. You just don't. And you never know who's watching. There's people that could be
Yeah.
watching right now from a different, sector, and they don't show on the menu down low.
Right.
So,
I got you. I got you.
but I do appreciate you coming up and showing your support. And when's your next show, Monica? Why don't you go ahead and take a plug here
Strong Boss Bitches every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
and say the name of the show again because I love it.
Strong Boss Bitches.
Yes, I like it. See, I made you say it again on purpose so I didn't have to say it and sound like a jerk. See, I'm slick like that.
Oh,
See, I got to laugh. I
God,
got some comedy in
you
me.
are funny.
But I'll do my best to make it there. I do, unfortunately, Tuesday nights are tough for me because I do a 2 hour Zoom weekly group meeting with people, and it goes from 6 to 7:30, but sometimes goes
Uh-huh.
till 8. And by the time that's over, it's like, ugh, I just want to go to sleep. But
Yeah.
I will do my best to make it on Tuesday and check it out, and I'll come up and keep all you women in line.
Well, appreciate it. Like I said, I just wanted to make sure that I could stop by and show some love. So
Well, thank you. Back at you. So
thank you.
I will probably wrap it up here and get myself
Whew.
some sleep. I've been up all day trying to get this all in order, and my stage, my background all set up from the internet company had the walls ripped up, relining the whole apartment complex. It was a nightmare. But I got it back together. I'm back up and running. My internet is blazing fast, which is great. I'm at
Nice.
one terabyte.
Nice.
It's crazy. And so I can, launch a spaceship, which is my next goal, astronaut farmer style. But
Okay.
in any event, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks, Monica, for
Whew.
being here, and I'm gonna invite the weight bot up here. Let me mute him real quick, and I'll just let everybody know, people that watch the replay. I love the fake clapping too. I love that. That we'll be here again next week at 9:45 p.m. Eastern time with another Frankie J Experience nightcap. And next week, our guest is Martin John, who is a friend of mine from another social audio app who does Daily Dow. It's not tarot cards; it's called Daily Dow. And you
Ooh.
give him a number 1 through 81, and he sort of reads the Dow to you and sort of like a horoscope. It's kind of weird,
Oh wow.
but really, really cool. So I'm excited to have
Okay.
him on. He is a survivalist like myself from past experiences. So I look forward to next show, and I look forward to trying to get in on your show Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I won't forget that. And I will go ahead with that and say thanks, Monica.
Thank
And
you.
thank you, everybody, for being here. And everybody have
All
a
right.
great night.